Happy Motivational Monday, friends and fam. Happy 2018. Hope everybody's 2018 has gotten off to a good start. We are only 9 days into 2018 right now, and I have to say this has actually been the craziest year of my life so far. Over Christmas, I went and visited my family in Finland, and last Tuesday, I was on my way home from Finland. There has been a huge winter storm that's been coming up the East Coast. And so on Tuesday, as I was traveling home, I had a layover in New York. And what do you know? Suddenly, all flights to Charleston are canceled. So what I thought was maybe going to be a 24-hour layover turned into a 5-day stayover. As in, I slept in New York for 5 nights and could not get back to Charleston because all of this storm nonsense. So what did I do? I ended up staying with my ex-girlfriend who I have not seen in 2 years. Every single meal that we had, I didn't know where it was coming from because her kitchen is about as small as non-existent. So we basically couldn't cook barely any food. So I ended up eating kind of a lot less than normal. New York is very expensive, and I am the type of person to have all my meals planned out, always food at my house. Like if I'm literally missing a banana, like I'll be pissed about it. So not being able to plan anything like that out and really just having to eat whatever I could that was still healthy was definitely a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. And my message for today's video, I'm probably going to make multiple videos just based on this New York trip. I learned so much and had so many experiences, and it was great. But what I wanted to focus on today was to not stress over the things that you can't control. And I'm not just talking about grand situations like the one I just encountered. This goes for literally anything that you realize that you're upset about. I challenge you this week, and actually forevermore, to ask yourself every time you're upset or worried or anxious or mad, ask yourself, is this something that I have control over right now? And if you don't, then seriously let it go or make the best of it. I had no control over that my flights kept getting canceled over and over and over again. Every single day that I was in New York, I would have a new flight and then it would be canceled. I would have to call the airline. Sometimes I sat for an hour on the phone with the airline trying to reserve a new flight just for it to be canceled again. However, I had no control over that. And I have to say, I was very proud of myself during this trip because honestly, I made the best of it. And spontaneity is something that can be a little bit of a challenge for me sometimes. In my case, choosing not to be stressed about all of the things that I could not control in New York, like the price of groceries, the fact that my flights kept getting canceled, the fact that I didn't know when I was coming home, the fact that I only had a suitcase and randomly had to do laundry at a laundromat in the middle of New York City in like Chinatown for 2 hours. That was an event, but also a life experience. All of these things that I chose not to freak out about allowed me to actually embrace spontaneity like never before. So when it comes down to little things you can't control, like if somebody's rude to you, okay, that might not be like a life lesson or experience in itself. Choosing not to give negative emotions in that situation or to be nice back to that person is, I think, empowering you and turning you into a better person. But when it comes to big things you can't control, sometimes the best thing you can do is if you can look at it in a good way, if you can see it as a life experience, like this is really teaching me something versus just complaining about it, you can get so much out of that. You can learn to be more spontaneous if it is a big situation like the one I was in. Like if your car breaks down in the middle of a road trip, okay, the first thing you probably are going to do is panic. But the second thing you actually have the choice to do is you can smile about it. You can be like, oh my gosh, life is throwing this massive challenge at me right now. And what am I going to do? I'm going to overcome it. Think about the things that are in your control. What can you control? Mostly nothing other than how you respond to how others treat you or what life throws at you or what your job asks of you. You only have control over how you respond in those situations. And the only way that I believe you are going to evolve and become a better person is to try to make the most out of every single one of those situations. Every single situation that comes your way. Every single little event that happens to you during the day. Really, the only thing you have control over is yourself and how you respond and what your thoughts are. You might think that your life is so and you know what? Maybe it might be. Maybe you have really encountered the worst possible luck ever. Maybe you've just gone through something super horrible. And of course, I'm not opposed to grieving or, taking the time to go through something that's difficult. But what I want to say is if your life just seems from bad luck and people don't seem to like you or things just never go your way, I can guarantee you that is because of the way that you think. I mean, that is just my personal belief. But you have control over the way that you see and think about everything. Everything. Make the most out of this year by saying yes and hallelujah to everything that comes your way. Make the most of it. If this year is super challenging for you, be thankful. It's going to be an exciting and adventurous year for you. At least it won't be boring. The more you can get excited about absolutely everything, the better things are going to start getting for you. Whether you have to start getting excited about the smallest things, pay attention to them. Pay attention to when things go right. Say thank you to the universe. And when things go wrong, say thank you to the universe. Don't let your thoughts control you in such a way that you just go around stressing about everything that you can't do anything about. Okay? Hopefully this was inspiring to you, and I hope that you have a fantastic 2018. I will be seeing you every single Monday throughout it, and that's a commitment. I love you all. Embrace spontaneity, embrace life's challenges, and make the most of them. Have a fantastic Monday. I will see you next week. Peace.